Hello all and welcome to CAT VRC 100 series. This is RC number 3 of the series. Link to this RC has been shared with you over our Telegram group. It has also been sent to you over the registered email IDs. If you have not signed up for the course yet, please do so on our portal. It's absolutely free. The links have been shared in the description of this video. Thank you. So let's look at this RC. An interesting read. In the first paragraph, author claims that money and fame are unpredictable. You can never predict who will earn money or who will become famous. These are mysterious. They are mysterious and unpredictable. Okay. He also makes a point that money can buy freedom. Though it is often said that money can't buy happiness, it can buy freedom, and that is worth a lot. That means a lot, according to the author. So two main points made in the first paragraph. In the second paragraph, author tells you that though everybody wants to be rich or famous, millennials are particularly interested in getting rich or famous. Millennials are people who were born in the 1980s or 1990s and who attained their adolescence or adulthood in 2000s. They're called millennials. So 80s or 90s wala generation. So he says that though everybody wants to be rich or famous, millennials particularly want to be rich or famous. Okay. And in the last two paragraphs, he tries to explore what qualities make you rich or famous. And he concludes that actually there are no qualities. It's a random stroke of luck rather than any virtue which makes you successful or famous or wealthy. So it's a random stroke of luck. There are no qualities as such. And he brings out this fact through a comparison between two fashion designers, two popular women. One of them was virtuous. She was kind-hearted. She was skilled. She was pioneering. Yet she was less successful than another woman who was apparently less virtuous, bitter towards her employees, not very kind-hearted, etc. Yet she was more successful. So he brings out this idea. Please note, the passage comes an entire circle, a full circle. He started with the idea that money and fame are unpredictable. You don't know who will become wealthy or famous. And he ends with the same idea. It's random stroke of luck that makes people wealthy or rich or famous. It's not any virtue really. Okay. That understanding, that summarizing pretty much answers the first question. The author wrote the passage to posit which of the following. So what is the main point made by the passage? Main idea of the passage. What is the main idea? Option A, that the relationship between virtue and success is inverse. Now wait. Author says there is no relationship between virtue and success, and not that the relationship is inverse. It would imply that the less virtuous a person is, the more successful he becomes. So if you are not kind-hearted, there are more chances of you becoming successful. If you're bitter, if you're crafty, if you're cunning, there are more chances of you becoming successful. Author does not really say so. Yeah, he gives us an example of a woman who, despite being less kind than a contemporary, became successful. But it was not the main idea. It was just an example to prove that actually virtue is no guarantee of success. Skill is no guarantee of success. Kind-heartedness is no guarantee of success. That was the main point. Rather than the claiming that the relationship between virtue and success is inverse. So the more crafty you are, the more successful you become. Nothing like that. Factually incorrect. So he wants to posit that the main idea is that an inferior designer was more successful than a superior designer. It was clearly not the main idea. It was just an example to prove the main idea. So a minor point, an example. Option C, to contrast the aesthetic of Chanel to that of VARC. Okay. Again, these two were examples rather than the main idea. Option D, to suggest that no causal relationship. Causal means cause effect. There's no causal relationship between personal qualities and professional legacy. So personal qualities means virtue. Professional legacy means success, fame or fortune. So author's main point is to suggest, the main purpose is to suggest that there is no causal relationship, no cause-effect relationship between virtue and success. That's exactly what he's doing. Option D should be the correct answer, as we saw. Author discusses the employee benefits offered by Vianet in order to do what? Don't forget the broader idea. Author mentions these two women in order to bring out the idea that virtue is no guarantee of success. It does not guarantee success. Even if you are skilled, even if you are disciplined, even if you are virtuous, it is not necessary that you will become successful. That's what he wants to bring out. And then he mentions two women, Chanel and the other one. And he says that, this woman offered, she was kind to her employees. There were employee benefit programs also, yet she was less successful than the other woman. So the main purpose is to prove that virtue and success are not linearly related. There's no relation. Okay. A, to differentiate her from Chanel. Minor point. Yes, employee benefit programs are mentioned to differentiate her from Chanel, but not just that. Ultimately, to prove the broader point that even after, despite being virtuous, it is possible that you do not become successful. That's the broader point, rather than differentiating her from Chanel. To illustrate her admirable qualities. Again, a minor point. That's not the broader goal. That's not the broader goal. Yes, these are true. A and B are factually correct, but they are not the broader goals. C, to highlight the fact that virtues do not guarantee success. Absolutely. That's the broader goal. To demonstrate that economic burden of her decisions might have led to her failure. Alien idea. Never mentioned that she was a spendthrift or, she spent a lot of money and her economic burden was ultimately responsible for her downfall. Nothing like that is mentioned. Question 3. The Pew research shows all but which of the following about millennials. Keyword is millennials. Pew research shows all but which. All but which means except. So 3 answer choices will be mentioned in the passage. The Pew research must have argued 3 of them. 1 is not mentioned. Either it is distorted or it is simply absent from the passage. It's alien to the passage. That's our answer. So all but, whenever you have this all but which type of a question, remember the passage mentions all but which of the following. It means except. Passage mentions all of the following except. Okay. Option A. That millennials are peculiarly fascinated with renown and riches. Wait. Are they peculiarly fascinated? It's mentioned that everyone wants to be rich or famous. And it is particularly true for millennials. Particularly, but not peculiarly. Peculiarly means uniquely. Uniquely true, which means no other generation wants to be rich or successful. It is a unique characteristic or trait of millennials. Yahin par option A is wrong. It can be deemed incorrect, can be eliminated. Now, please note the question says the Pew research shows all of the following except, and option A is not shown by the passage. Therefore, option A should be the correct answer. It is not mentioned in the passage. It is not mentioned in the passage. Therefore, it should be the correct answer. Option B. Getting wealthy is one of their top priorities in life. It's mentioned. 81% millennials said that getting rich is their first or second most priority. So getting wealthy is one of their top priorities. Yes, one of their top priorities. Had it been it is their top priority, then probably we could not have been able to infer that it is the number 1 priority, because they say it's either first or second most important priority. We don't know how much, what percentage of millennials believe it's their first priority and how many believe that it is the second priority. But option B says getting wealthy is one of their top priorities. So either one number, second, third, whatever rank they ascribe to it, it's okay. This is mentioned and therefore not the answer. Their yearning for money and fame is not always evident. First line of second paragraph. Some people harbor a secret desire to be rich and some not so secret desire. So some people can be secretive about the desire to become rich. So their yearning for money is not always evident. Okay. And that includes millennials as well. So this is a general statement about everybody. So there could be some millennials who have secret desires of becoming rich and they do not really evince the desire. Okay. On average, they desire fortune more than fame. Okay. Now it was mentioned that 81% millennials said that money is their top priority, one of their top priorities, and 51% said that being famous is their top priority, one of their top priorities. So obviously, money is more important for more people at least. So on average, they desire fortune more than fame. Fortune is money, so they desire money more than fame. Is also mentioned, not the correct answer. Finally, the last question, which of the following assertions about Chanel has been made by the author? Okay, let's see. He says the Coco Chanel remains the epitome of French fashion, and her name, as well as the company she founded, is known throughout the world. Okay, yet few realize that she, while undeniably talented, initially succeeded by leveraging her status of a courtesan. Okay, all these assertions have been made by Chanel, made by the author about Chanel. Option A, she was not talented. Wrong. Just now, author says she was undeniably talented. Yes, she was undeniably talented, but she also, to get famous, she also used her network of rich people because she was a courtesan. A courtesan is a sex worker. So she used that status to get to to become success. So she was talented, however. So option A is not the correct answer. Her success is attributable, at least somewhat, at least in part, to her earlier profession. Exactly what we read, courtesan. So she was a sex worker, and the author says that she initially succeeded by leveraging her status as a courtesan, which means, okay, her success is at least partially attributable to her previous profession. Option B should be correct. She worked with the Nazi camp and was associated with a German intelligence officer. Clearly mentioned, during the Nazi occupation, she lived a privileged life, and her lover at the time was a German intelligence operative. So yes, this also mentioned. She was generous to her employees. Okay. It is mentioned not of Chanel, but of the other woman. This woman was generous towards her employees. So option D is eliminated. Now it's between B and C. We have two options which could be correct. Please note, option C says she worked with the Nazi camp. And many of you might have just only read Nazi, tallied the words, and marked this as the correct answer. You're careless. Did she work with the Nazi camp? Read every word of every answer choice very carefully in order to be accurate. Did she work? During the Nazi occupation, she lived a privileged life and had an affair with a Nazi officer, a German officer. She did not work with the Nazi camp. So tempting choice, but factually incorrect, factually distorted. Therefore, the correct answer is B. I hope you enjoyed this passage and you enjoyed this exercise. Hope you got to learn something from it. Keep spreading the word about VARC 100. Like the video, share it with your friends, talk about it on all the groups that you're part of, and make this entire exercise worth my while. Thank you very much. Cheers to learning.